water gathers on the shelf beside the books you chose yourself. Covers warped from nights of tea and chapters read too quietly. Your pen still marks the page I left. A dog-eared pause and whispered theft. The rain leaks through the attic beam and writes its edits in a stream. You always said that stories flow, not just in books but how we grow. And now I read the words you wrote, with shelf water in every note. Shelf water staining every line, turning fiction into mine. You live between the printed space and left your scent on every case. The words still blur but not your spell. You're in the pages I won't sell. The spine you cracked with one bare hand still leans like it can't understand why no one turned the final page or lit the fire to warm the stage. The rain slides down the hardwood wall like secrets too afraid to call. And I, with blanket on my knees, turn back to read you in the breeze. If shelves could hold the weight of you, I'd build a library of dew, where every title left unsigned would trace the curve of your design. Shelf water staining every line, turning fiction into mine. You live between the printed space and left your scent on every case. The words still blur but not your spell. You're in the pages I won't sell. So let it drip and let it smudge. The rain can never truly judge, for I still read, though dim the light. The book you were still feels just right. Behind the curtain sways a key to doors you only shared with me. It rusts in rhythm with the rain, a lock untouched by years of strain. You hid your thoughts behind the lace and smiled like secrets had no place. But even sheer can't veil the sound of your goodbye that still resounds. The fabric floats when winds pass through, like questions left unanswered too. I pull the string and close the blind, still chasing ghosts you left behind. Curtain key with thread so thin keeps your leaving locked within. Even as the hinges rust, I guard your shadow out of trust. You never turned it all the way, that door you meant but couldn't say. The room still hums in twilight's hold, where once you laughed and once grew bold. I touch the pain, it's soft with steam, as if you're living in a dream. The drape still frames your final grin, like time forgot to fold it in. and every breeze that slips its tie feels like the breath of your goodbye. If I could turn that key once more, would you be waiting past the door? Or would it open to a place where memory wears your gentle face? Curtain key with thread so thin keeps your leaving locked within. Even as the hinges rust, I guard your shadow out of trust. You never turned it all the way, the door you meant but couldn't say. So let the curtain dance tonight between your absence and my light, and I'll pretend the key still fits in all the rooms where silence sits. Your apron still hangs by the door, with threads that held 100 more of mornings steeped in gentle brew, now cold like words I never knew. You hummed while wiping counter space, now dust just dances in your place. The kettle whistles like a sigh, as if it knows how much I lie. The floorboards creak where you would glide, but now they groan with time denied, and every spill and every stain feels like a prayer said in vain. Quiet apron, folded grace, a life once worn in soft embrace. You left no note, no final fold, just silence hanging loose and bold. Still I wait for sense and song in rooms that echo what went wrong. You stitched your days in flower and light, in simple meals and starless night. Now all the spoons are stacked too neat, like memories that won't repeat. The curtains barely catch the wind, they sway like tales we didn't end. And every stir that touches air still tastes like you were always there. If fabric holds what lips won't tell, then every thread's a fragile spell to bring you back in smallest ways, through coffee grounds and yesterdays. Oh, quiet apron, folded grace, a life once worn in soft embrace. You left no note, no final fold, just silence hanging loose and bold. Still I wait for sense and song in rooms that echo what went wrong. So I press your cloth against my face and feel again your vanished trace. The rain outside begins to rise, still softer than your last goodbyes. The inkwell's full, the pages bare, but rain keeps riding in the air. I watch the droplets form a line, more honest than this heart of mine. Your letters sleep in dusty drawers, tied with string and quiet wars. And every time the thunder moans, it shakes these rooms and all my bones. I light a lamp and try to read the poetry I used to need, but blurred are all the tender parts, the ones you wrote between our hearts. It's the Inkwell season again, when skies turn soft and thoughts descend. Words spill out, I thought it fled, now blooming where we once had bled. Pages curl and still they hold the way we used to speak in gold. Our bench beneath the ivy vine still waits like it remembers time. I passed it by the other day, too scared to sit, too drenched to stay. The trees all bowed, the wind stood still, as if they knew and always will, that rain returns to wash the grief, yet leaves the outline of belief. If I could dip my soul in black and write the world to bring you back, I'd fill 1,000 empty scrolls to echo what the thunder stole. It's the Inkwell season again, when skies turn soft and thoughts descend. Words spill out, I thought it fled, now blooming where we once had bled. Pages curl and still they hold the way we used to speak in gold. So let it pour and let it write, I'll leave the paper out tonight. Maybe someday you'll return in ink that doesn't have to burn. You always place the mugs just right, in drawers steamed warm from kitchen light. Now quiet cups just lean and wait for hands no longer running late. The kettle hums your favorite key, but never sounds the same to me. And though the plates are stacked with care, miss the clink that filled the air. You lined each spoon like morning prose, in measured piece the drawer still knows, and every corner seems to say that you just stepped outside today. Steam drawer filled with love unseen, moments wrapped in porcelain sheen. You left your silence in the glaze of rainy half-remembered days. Each teaspoon holds a trace of you, in every sip a point of view. The kitchen clock ticks half a beat, out of sync since your retreat. You'd fold a napkin like a thought, and smooth out all the lines we fought. Now every drawer I I gently slide. Feels like I'm parting from your side. Even the oven light feels dim without your laughter brimming in. I set 2 mugs out just in case that rain might bring back your embrace, and steam will rise to blur the truth of all I lost and all are you. Steam drawer filled with love unseen, moments wrapped in porcelain sheen. You left your silence in the glaze of rainy half-remembered days. Each teaspoon holds a trace of you, in every sip a point of view. So I'll keep shelves just as you would, not for order but for good. Because in steam and in the air, I almost feel you standing there. The tin roof hums like lullabies that echo through a silver sky. You used to sit and count the beats, now I just pace these hollow sheets. The curtain waves like it still knows how your goodbye refused to close. And every rattle in the pane feels like you're knocking soft in rain. They say the veil between us thin, on nights the thunder creeps within, and I can almost hear your name between the tremble and the flame. Tinveil drawn in weathered light, hiding dreams we left in flight. You move like mist, I stayed like stone, but now this storm won't leave me alone. Every crack a voice I miss, every drop a trace of bliss. The light bulb buzzes just off key, like lullabies you sang to me. I touch the glass, it hums your tune, a faint farewell beneath the moon. The shadows stretch across the floor, as if you'll open up the door. But only clouds drift through the gap, and only time rewrites the map. If this Tinveil ever tore, would you be waiting at the door? I breathe so slow, I strain to see if rain might make you real to me. Tinveil drawn in weathered light, hiding dreams we left in flight. You move like mist, I stayed like stone, but now this storm won't leave me alone. Every crack a voice I miss, every drop a trace of bliss. So let it fall, let thunder roll, for even tin can sound like home. And in the storm that blurs what's real, you're still the veil I long to feel. This room's a quilt of pieces past, of stitched goodbyes we made to last. You patched the curtains, fixed the seams, and filled the air with quiet dreams. The walls still wear your fabric grace. In every thread I see your face. You sewed your hope into the chair that rocks alone in softened air. The light reflects in faded hue, like all the truths I never knew. But when the rain begins to hum, this room becomes what we become. Patchroom blue with woven tears, holding love from quiet years. Though you've gone, your patterns stay in rainy corners, soft and gray. A tapestry of joy and ache, of all the hearts we had to break. Your needles rest in shallow bowls, like tiny ships with silver rolls. You always said to men not flee, but some things tore too endlessly. Now I trace fabric one by one to find the thread where we'd begun. And though I can't repair it all, I wear your calm when raindrops fall. I'd stitch your name into the sky if clouds could hold a lullaby. But all I have are scraps and seams and echoes from your patchwork dreams. Patchroom blue with woven tears, holding love from quiet years. Though you've gone, your patterns stay in rainy corners, soft and gray. A tapestry of joy and ache, of all the hearts we had to break. So I fold quilts like whispered prayers and feel your love still living there. Each corner stitched with something true, a part of me, a patch of you. Flickers on the window pane, play the film of us again. Scenes we shot with no clear end, words we tried but couldn't send. You with popcorn in your hair, laughed like no one else was there. Every seat's now left unclaimed, still the critics spell your name. Old cafes and maple trees know our lines and melodies, but time forgot to write it down, and now the curtains all fall down. This maple cinema plays on, even when the real is gone. Raindrops blur the final scene of what we were or might have been. A soft goodbye with no applause, just silence clapping for our flaws. Tickets kept inside my drawer, stubs of things we hope for more. Your old voice on cassette tape still rewinds when I escape. The lights have dimmed, the chairs are cold, but I still hear the tale unfold. No one claps, no one stays, yet I return most rainy days. I'll whisper lines you used to say, pretend you'll laugh and look my way, but all I find is echoes glow on puddled streets I used to know. This maple cinema plays on, even when the real is gone. Raindrops blur the final scene of what we were or might have been. A soft goodbye with no applause, just silence clapping for flaws. Fade to black, the sky still cries, but in my heart the screen still lies. And every drop that hits the glass is just our film replayed at last. Under the paper terrace roof, I'll trace my thoughts in loops, raindrops tapping out a tune, morning wrapped in silver gloom. Your mug is cold, the chair still pulled, your laughter ghosted in the wood. Every sound recalls a trace of sunlight we forgot to place. The breeze hums like a memory, folded soft and secretly. Wish I said a little more before you close that garden door. And I'll wait here, let it rain, let the water wash the pain. Even silence speaks of you, in the puddles, in the dew. Every drop a quiet song that says you've been here all along. The ivy climbs, the paint peels slow, like time forgot this place to grow. Books we left out start to fade, but your bookmark still holds weight. I hum the tune we never wrote, a whispered chord stuck in my throat. The world goes on but not the same, not since you forgot my name. If words could build a stair of light, I'd climb to where your dreams took flight. But here I sit beneath the gray, where paper thoughts still drift away. And I'll wait here, let it rain, let the water wash the pain. Even silence speaks of you, in the puddles, in the dew. Every drop a quiet song that says you've been here all along. Under this terrace damp and still, I feel the echo, feel the chill. But somewhere deep the heart remains, tapping rhythms in the rain. Found your notes beneath the swing, crinkled soft like early spring. You always wrote when clouds turned gray, and left your thoughts to float away. The porch still creaks with every breeze, like secrets hiding in the trees. Your pen had voice, your words had skin, I hear them now soaked deep within. You never signed your name below, but I could feel it in the flow. Each line a trace, each space a door to places I don't reach no more. Porch notes in the pouring mist, pages that the rain once kissed, stories folded in the sound of boots that never touched the ground. You left behind a paper song that finds me when the storms grow long. The tin roof drums a minor key, it sounds like how you looked at me That final glance, that second guess, now inked in raindrop tenderness. The bench is wet, the world is slow, but still I wait for you to show. You always said the porch was peace, but now it only brings release. If time could write us back in blue, I'd underline the words we knew and sign the things I couldn't say before you let the clouds take you away. Porch notes in the pouring mist, pages that the rain once kissed, stories folded in the sound of boots that never touched the ground. You left behind a paper song that finds me when the storms grow long. So I sit here knees to chest, reading what you left in jest. The porch might sag, the wind might cry, your words still flutter when I sigh. Thistle Lane is soaked and still, wrapped around the bending hill. We used to race the storm for fun. Now I just walk, now you just run. Leaves lie flat where we once danced. The garden's gone, the fence advanced, and every step I take today feels like a vow we threw away. You carved initials in the bark, but moss has blurred them into dark. And though the gate still creaks just right, it leads to days I cannot fight. Thistle Lane where silence grew between the wild and me and you. Rain is painted over time, but I still hear your quiet rhyme. Each petal bruised, but roots remain somewhere beneath this Thistle Lane. We left a scarf beneath the tree, I wonder if it waits for me. You said you liked the way it frayed, like stories that refuse to fade. Now puddles mirror thoughts I hide, and thorns don't ask which one is light. But even pain feels soft tonight when touched by rain, by a gentler light. I read old notes you used to fold with crumbs of dreams you never sold. And though they're smudged, I read them still, as if you meant them all until Thistle Lane where silence grew between the wild and me and you. Rain is painted over time, but I still hear your quiet rhyme. Each petal bruised, but roots remain somewhere beneath this Thistle Lane. So I'll return, both lost and known, to where the softest weeds have grown. And maybe you will bloom again somewhere beneath this Thistle Lane. The sky drew lines in powdered gray, like chalk on canvas swept away. You traced the sun with trembling hands before it slipped through soggy sands. Our steps once marked this narrow lane, now only puddles speak your name. I watch the clouds erase our trail in pastel shades too soft to fail. You always saw the sky as kind. I never learned to read its mind, but now I stand in open blue, sketching shapes that look like you. On this chalk horizon wide, where the winds and wishes hide, every stroke a memory, washed in rain and meant to be. Even when it fades from view, the sky remembers me and you. Your laughter rode the rooftop breeze. Now silence hums beneath the eaves. I paint you out with borrowed light that vanishes by second night. My fingers dust the window skin, looking for places you had been, and all the colors you once gave float now like chalk across the grave. If I could draw you once again with just the strength of falling rain, I'd mark the sky in tones you wore and let you live forevermore. On this chalk horizon wide, where the winds and wishes hide, every stroke a memory, washed in rain and meant to be. Even when it fades from view, the sky remembers me. So I let the clouds complete what my heart cannot repeat. In every storm that dares to cry, you're the chalk line in the sky.
Linen room smells like your skin, soft and quiet, worn too thin. You used to hum while folding sheets. Now all I hear are echo beats. Towels stacked like lullabies, blankets clutched to hush goodbyes. The rain taps low, the corners dim, and all that's left still sings of him. You wrapped your days in simple care and left your calmness in the air. Now even cotton seems to weep for all the love it used to keep. Linen room and whispered rain, still carrying your silent name between the shelves and faint perfume. I find your heart in every loom. Though nothing speaks, it all assumes you'll walk back through this linen room. Pillowcases still hold shape of dreams we dared but couldn't drape. I rest my hand on folded light and feel you ghosting through the night. The basket waits, the iron cools, the calendar still holds your rules. I check them twice, then close my eyes to fold away another side. If softness means the soul remains, then you are here in woven veins. And when the thunder starts to bloom, you bloom again inside this room. Linen room and whispered rain, still carrying your silent name between the shelves and faint perfume. I find your heart in every loom. Though nothing speaks, it all assumes you'll walk back through this linen room. So I'll keep folding through the gray till dawn comes in its quiet way. And maybe then in cotton bloom you'll drift back to this linen room. You held the cup with thumb and thumb, a tiny pause before you'd hum. Now every shelf holds quiet weight of steep regrets I taste too late. The napkin you would fold in half still rests with shape, still mocks your laugh. And on the sill the raindrops slide like tears too proud to stay inside. The steeping slows, the color fades, but in the steam your smile stays. And as the windows fog with grace, I see you in their soft embrace. Teacup fold and sugar stream, memories brewed in silent steam. Even broken china knows where the heart of someone goes. You left your warmth in every swirl, in every pore of vanished world. The tray still sits, the spoon still leans, as if to serve forgotten scenes. You'd sip and speak in tender code. Now only thunder shares that load. Each clink of porcelain at night feels like a breath that holds you tight. And though the tea turns dark and cool, I drink it like your final rule. If flavor holds the past in place, then I still taste your quiet grace. And every blend that fills my cup still tells me not to give you up. Teacup fold and sugar stream, memories brewed in silent steam. Even broken china knows where the heart of someone goes. You left your warmth in every swirl, in every pore of vanished world. I stir once and close my eyes and sip what time cannot disguise. For when the rain begins to roll, I feel you in my teacup soul. Lantern light on paper thin, you wrote a world I lived within. Soft strokes in a quiet red, all the things we never said. Folded corners, tiny hearts, you knew how
how to leave your marks. Even now the ink runs true when the rain reads them too. Candles melt in time's own way, but your letters seem to stay, floating like the flame you lit, still warm where shadows sit. Lantern letters in the rain, carrying love, carrying pain. Though the pages start to blur, I remember who we were. With every line your hand once traced, I feel the night become embraced. Tea grows cold, the house stays still, yet your voice walks up the hill. In the folds and in the bends, you left reminders to defend. Even now I catch your tone, sewn in every phrase you've sown. The wax drips like a final sigh, but your hello still won't say bye. If I could send one back to you, with all the things I never knew, I'd tie it to the brightest flame and let the wind repeat your name. Lantern letters in the rain, carrying love, carrying pain. Though the pages start to blur, I remember who we were. With every line your hand once traced, I feel the night become embraced. So I light on every storm to feel your words again take form. And in the rain I understand, you still write me with your hand. The Mossroom smells of forest breath, like time that stopped before a death. You placed your books along the beam and left me folded in a dream. The walls are damp with stories said that linger now like things we shed. And every spore that clings to stone reminds me I am not alone. The green has grown along your side, as if the earth refused to hide. And in this hush I feel the weight of things we said a year too late. Mossroom built in soft and light, wrapped in rain and out of sight. You planted silence in the floor, and now it grows a little more. Though air stands still, the walls recall the way we used to feel it all. Your coat still hangs by rusted nails, its shape preserved by endless trails of water slipping through the grain of wooden tails and softened pain. The floorboards rise beneath my feet as if they missed your steady heat. And I, a guest in where you bloom, sit breathing in your quiet room. If moss could whisper all it kept of nights we spoke and almost wept, then I would sleep against the ground to hear you echo soft and round. Mossroom built in softened light, wrapped in rain and out of sight. You planted silence in the floor, and now it grows a little more. Though air stands still, the walls recall the way we used to feel it all. So when storms arise, to where the green still meets my eyes. And though the world may call it gloom, I find you here in moss and room.